Halftime Howie here with Michael. He's the editor-in-chief of the Chronicle, Hofstra University. Brings back great memories for me because when I was at Hofstra, I was on the Chronicle staff, and I remember I wanted to write about sports, but I wanted to do things that most people weren't covering because I did wheelchair basketball, I did women's softball. It was a great experience. Michael, as the editor-in-chief, what do you feel your role is at the university?
I feel like my role is to keep the community, especially the students, informed. Our mantra is keeping the Hofstra community informed since 1935. So that's, I think, my main responsibility is making sure that if anything important is going on campus, such as the debates or if there's a new school that the university is creating, that the students know about what's going on. I think another big important part of my job is investigating things that wouldn't be known unless someone did investigate. So looking into the school's financial records, looking into the school's policies and things of that nature. So just keeping the community informed and making sure that everyone's up to date on the happenings around campus.
I remember years ago when I was at school that sometimes the Chronicle can butt heads with the administration. They can feel that you guys are touching things that are a little too controversial, and they don't like some of the issues you raise. Have you run into those kind of issues from the administration at times?
Well, obviously, Hofstra, just like any big university, is a PR machine, so they want to make sure that their image is as squeaky clean as possible, but that's not the case, obviously. So we do butt heads sometimes, but they're really open to working with us. They try to work with us as much as they can. We work with Hofstra's public safety department a lot, and they're very open to giving us as much information about different situations as they possibly can. So although we do butt heads and we kind of have separate agendas, completely different agendas, we do have to work together a lot of times. We, if there's a big thing that they want us to promote and it's a story that's important to the community, then we'll definitely do that. And if there's information that they can give us for a big story, whether we're investigating them or whatever the case may be, they definitely try. So it's not as bad as I think it could be, but there's definitely a little bit of tension there for sure.
Now, you're the editor-in-chief, but obviously you have a passion for writing. What are some of the things that you're passionate about that you like to write about?
Politics is my number one, especially this year with the election and the debate. We were able to cover the debate, and I was actually in the debate hall reporting on the debate. So politics is my number one. But I like all kinds of things, and I like reporting on all kinds of things, especially being a college student. I like reporting on things that are important to college students, and I like finding new ways on reporting about boring things like politics, which can be boring sometimes, that will intrigue our millennial generation that needs the fastest, most concise information of really any generation, I think. So I really enjoy the politics and education, anything pop culture that's relating to college students.
Any other issues that come up that you feel have been like controversial or interesting to cover at Hofstra?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'll actually talk about something that was a pretty controversial thing that we published. It was on Black History Month. This was last year. There was actually an op-ed that was written, and it was actually in opposition to Black History Month. The author of that op-ed was basically arguing that there shouldn't be a Black History Month because there's not a White History Month, or that kind of argument. But the point they were trying to make was that Black history should be incorporated into all history, but that's obviously not the case most often. So that was a really interesting piece, but we got a lot of backlash for publishing it. People didn't realize, I think a lot of people didn't realize it was an op-ed. They thought it was maybe the Chronicle endorsing an opinion. So, but it sparked a really interesting conversation, which is why I wanted to bring it up, because that was during a time of, well, obviously there's a lot of racial tension around the country, but that was specifically during the time of racial tension across college campuses, specifically Missouri State. So it was really interesting to help spark that conversation. I wish it was done with maybe a better written piece or something that was more obviously an opinion, but so things like that, I think racial issues, social issues specifically, definitely impact our generation the most. Women's rights, abortion rights, LGBTQ rights, those kinds of social issues are really important. So I think it's good for our organization to report on those issues and to talk about them, to get people informed on them. And I think it's also good when people get angry because that means that a conversation is being started or is continuing. So Yeah, so I don't mind when we stray towards those kinds of controversial topics at all.
Okay, and your friends Zach and Taylor have joined our staff, and what do you think of them getting involved in our show and taking an interest in something like this?
Well, I think it's extremely important to get that real world experience. So the fact that you're giving them this opportunity to be really hands-on with you, because it is a small team, whereas as if they were going to a big, like, Sirius XM, they would have a desk job rather than really getting involved and having segments on a show like this. So I think it's really important for people to get involved in any way that they can, and especially in smaller, more local businesses and communities and shows like this, because you're really going to get that real-world experience that you're not going to get even at the Chronicle. So I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm really happy for them and proud of them.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a great job, and our next real important show is going to be on November 13th, where we tackle preventing bullying, preventing suicide, depression, anxiety, and as you know, we've had a couple of tragedies in the Long Beach area. So I think having college students involved, I think it would be great to have more college students involved for that very important show.
Absolutely, yeah, because issues like bullying and suicide prevention are so important. So the fact that this is such a very local, and you're very integrated into the local community, so I think they're really going to appreciate that you're taking the time out of your schedule, out of your show to talk about these issues that are affecting everyone's children, everyone's families are affected by these things, and the fact that you're talking about addiction and things like that, it's really important, and it's really significant for the community.
All right, Michael, thank you. Good job. Keep up the good work at the Hofstra Chronicle.
Thank you very much.
All right, and now I got to wrap. I want to thank everyone for contributing to our Halloween show. Our staff members did a great job, Zach and Taylor, and your friend Michael from the editor-in-chief of the Hofstra Chronicle. And how about our two musicians? Weren't they awesome? Shirley Ujess, ladies and gentlemen. And Be Good. Both bringing, what I love about these two is that they both bring such a unique, distinctive style. And they're both so unique in their own way. Both very entertaining and great. Weren't they great again? Be Good, Shirley Ujess. And ladies and gentlemen, how about Rocco? My right-hand man. Does a great job with so many segments tonight. So, again, you can check out us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. And hope you enjoy our segments. And with that, I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy Halloween. And let me wrap with this. My name is Halftime. I want to thank you for your time. Please join us next Sunday for the show of Halftime. But at this time, we are out of time. See you next Sunday.